So anyway, listen, we showed a clip yesterday of you at the Laugh Factory in LA, which was I actually, maybe that's where I saw you last. Maybe we did a set there because I was always there too. And I mean, of course, Harry Caray is something that you're known for. You've been doing Harry Caray for years. Harry Caray, people who watch our show remember Harry because that's what I grew up on too. That was the WGN games. I could watch Pirate games. I could watch Atlanta Brave games because you had Skip Carey, but then you had WGN, and he liked to have a few beers during the game. And I forgot until Keith reminded me he was a White Sox guy before. He did White Sox games.
Oh, that's how I became a fan of his. Because he was, in fact, he was more popular than the team.
Right. Oh, yeah.
When he was with the White Sox. Yeah. You know, him and Jimmy Pearsall used to do the games together.
Jimmy Pearsall, if I'm not mistaken, hit his 100th home run and ran backwards.
Yeah.
Ran backwards around the bases and was he called out? I can't remember. They changed the rule. Yeah, he was just a wackadoodle. I want to say they did a movie about his life story. Wasn't it Anthony Perkins who played Psycho? Yeah, it was Norman Bates. Yeah, but again, one of those guys who didn't know how to play baseball.
I know.
Yeah.
And they would ask him about it. He goes, yeah, did you see that sissy trying to swing? Did you see that little sissy trying to throw? That wasn't me.
Now all the stuff that Bill Veeck, the owner of the White Sox, did, like you could get a haircut out in the stadium, right?
He did everything he could to get fans there, except into the team.
Good players, right?
You know, he had midget wrestling night. He had, what did he have?
Disco demolition
Disco
night?
demolition. He had Mexican hat dance night. No, I'm not kidding. He had all these gimmicks. Just, at one time he had a midget,
Eddie Goodell. We talked about him on the show
in a real game because he wanted to walk,
and it was a wiffle ball bat, if I remember correctly. It was like 1/8 or 1/9. I had a baseball book when I was a kid. I brought this up many times, and there are stories and images that I'll never forget. And it's him at the bat like this with the wiffle ball bat, and they had to change the rule because of that. The silliest thing the White Sox ever did was wear shorts. They wore shorts like in the late 70s.
It even looked like a bad softball uniform.
It was terrible.
You wouldn't even wear that as a softball uniform.
And I even think Chet Lemon's card might have had him in shorts. I remember I loved the name Chet Lemon. He was a center fielder. Yeah. And they had polyester shorts, and they had to slide in these damn things. What the hell was he thinking?
I think they have the record for the most suits.
Oh, yeah, did they?
Yeah, uniforms.
Well, they had the button
over the years.
They had a collar. They had one uniform with like a collar like mine.
Well, that was part of the
the shorts. Yeah, that's right.
I like the red pinstripe one they had when Dick Allen was on the team.
Yeah, oh yeah.
72 was it? I love those uniforms. Yeah.
So anyway, Harry Caray used. I remember also there was a picture. I remember him being shirtless for games.
Yeah, out in center field.
Well, out in center field.
They had a shower.
Yeah, the shower. You could pull the shower.
And so he would go into the shower with no t-shirt on. He's got his man boobs flopping around. Hey, let's take a shower. What do you say? They're bringing in a relief pitcher. I got some time. He was crazy.
I'm telling you right now, I know Chris Sanders came in to hear the Harry Caray. There's the picture on the screen. Thank you, and I knew you were doing it. There's the uniform. That might be Chet Lemon, or no, that's too big. Ralph Garr. Garr, yeah. I think, won a batting title with the Braves before or something.
You know who else was on that team? I think Carlos May. He played left field, and he had blown his thumb off in a 4th of July accident, but he was still able to bat and play.
Right.
So we'd sit out in left field in the little, what was that section called in left field? You sit underneath the picnic area.
The picnic area, okay.
Yeah. And it was level with the field, when they just had a screen there.
Oh, I know exactly what that is.
They had a ball. He had a great arms, but they had a ball out to left, and he gets it, and he throws a frozen rope to third base to nail this guy. We're all going, thumbs up, Carlos! Thumbs up, Carlos! Anytime he did something good, we go, thumbs up, Carlos! And he turned around and give us a look.
Yeah. I remember you could see those picnic tables through like a screen.
Yeah.
And the vision I have is there was a guy, I think his name was Joe Crowley, was a pitcher. He threw a no-hitter but lost. He lost the Yankees 2-1.
No, he won.
He won? 8-3. Yeah, it was like a no-hitter or something.
They had some characters. You remember?
And there was
No Neck Williams? No Neck Williams?
What is he like this?
Yeah.
Dean Hill pointed out that Harry Caray started with the Cardinals, but he got fired for
being drunk.
messing
No,
around
he was
with
messing around with Augie Bush's son's wife.
Are you kidding
And they
me?
would question him about it. He goes, "Hey, if they want to accuse me of having sex with a woman half my age, I'll take that credit." Instead of admitting it, he did it behind around the bush kind of a way.
Oh my God.
Such a character.
I didn't know he
man.
started with the Cardinals. Good one, Dean Hill. Thank you.
Yeah, 27 years with the Cardinals.
What?
Now, here's a trivia question.
Okay.
Where did he go after he left the Cardinals before he went to the White Sox? He did 1 year with
Keith, no, I have no idea.
the Oakland Athletics.
The Oakland A's.
Yes.
Wow. So
Yeah, for
early
1
'70s when the A's were good?
And then he came to the Sox for 10 years.
Right.
And then Reinsdorf and Einhorn gave him a ridiculous offer because they didn't want him around anymore.
Right.
And he knew he'd be pissed and walk.
1970.
And he left them and never wanted to leave the Sox, by the
Right.
way, because I met him a few times and we had talked. And he said, "I loved being a Sox broadcaster. It's just that they gave me such a bad offer. I went with the Cubs." And then he became 10 times as big with the Cubs.
Because of cable, yeah.
Because of WGN.
Yeah, the power of the, I mean,
I'm
because
a button man. I'm a Cub fan.
now, did he not have a steakhouse or something or a bar?
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
With
he
a-
had Harry Caray.
Yeah, would he hang out
I think
there?
it was a steak joint.
Yeah, a steak bar or whatever, but he would hang out there?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They what? The Barman Ball, that's right. They bought it. Yeah. Unbelievable.
I don't know if it's still there, but it was downtown Chicago near Huron Street or something like
Now,
that.
now I know you met him. You were on a talk show with Harry. It was on Roy Firestone. Is that right?
I was on Roy Firestone. Plus, we roasted him here at Bally's
No.
back in the 80s. And the whole dais was just celebrities
God.
and ball players and Hall of Famers.
Oh, my God.
And it was great. There was like 30 people on the dais, and I was in seventh heaven because,
Yeah.
they had all these Hall of Famers and just baseball celebrities and like comics. Red Buttons was on the show.
Red Buttons. Jesus.
Never had a dinner.
Were you a Dodger fan when you lived in L.A. at all? I mean,
No.
It's still Cubs?
Good.
Because when you go to Cub games at Dodger Stadium, it was like half and half, which is amazing
Yeah.
for Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, no. I you know what? I never became a homer at all.
Okay.
At the 35 years I lived there.
Right.
It was too ingrained in me growing up in Chicago to switch sides or become,
Yes.
I'm not that guy.
Okay.
But
Do you
Vin
know-
Scully, he got all this praise of being one of the best announcers ever.
Yeah.
He put me to sleep because he had that sing-songy voice, and it all goes back to 1983 when Leon Durham booted a ball, allowing the San Diego Padres to advance to the World Series. I mean, come on, man. The guy was just praised and lauded everywhere. And I'm like, this guy. And here's another bad thing about him.
Okay.
He had an ego because he didn't want a partner.
No,
He
he
didn't
never.
want a color man.
Right.
So it was all him all the time. And all you heard was this. I never understood why he was such a star.
Well, he had those stories that always, and the guy's name was Leon Durham.
Yeah.
Exactly like you're saying. Yeah. But we lived in LA from like 76, 75. My first baseball games that I would listen to were Dodger games. So I'd listen to Vin Scully and I had a little transistor radio. So that was the first guy I ever heard. But I would put the games on and I would never make it through a whole game. And I think maybe this is why, because it was such a soothing cadence.
Yeah. But he was classic, though, how we would, pick something out of history and kind of bring it into the game somehow.
Yes, he would always tie together, and you're like,
yeah.
oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah. No, he had his good parts.
Well-
Just after a while, I fell asleep.
Chris, what else? Is anything else you want to talk about in the sports book right now?
No, but real quick, I want to ask
please.
John. We used to, that 1 year, Harry loved to pronounce names backwards.
Oh, yeah.
And I just remember me and my buddy said, we watched every day. We're sitting there. I can't do an imitation. Lee Mazzilli spelled backwards is Eel Ilazam. and we just looked at each other and we started we couldn't stop laughing.
Well, this was a true one. He goes, "Hey, you're not walking fuss backwards. It's stuff a cow." Then he laughed at his own jokes. then he started coughing. And then spit a loogie at Steve Stone.
John Walkenfuss. I remember him. He had he tapped his foot or something. He had that weird. What is Walkenfuss backwards?
Stuff a cow.
Thanks for watching that clip of Punchlines with me, Frank Nicotero. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe. We live stream the show Monday through Friday from 12 to 1 p.m. And if you want to listen to our podcast, go to your favorite podcast platform. All the details are in the description below. We'll catch you on the next one.